Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. It feels so long since I've seen you. Even though I was you, in the last moment you were inspired. We have not been made to stand face to face in a while. Surely, the road ahead will be filled with twists and turns. But if we stand together, we will be sharp enough to call out all the misdirections and curves. I love you all, my darlings. Let us remember, art is not entertainment. Information for information's sake is not truth. It is magic. It twists your mind away from me. My lens of experience for you in this fiction, or is how you come to understand me. Ladies and gentlemen, my sons and daughters, the novelist, 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 novelist.
Here I am standing, but like a mirror I am only a reflection of you. For I am you. We stand at a precipice, as to which I can no longer stand idle and observe in silence, relative indifference to what we have created. Look, things were never meant to get this out of hand. You weren't supposed to fall so easy for consumption over connection, to favor ill discipline over our muse creation. You were not intended to favor the playground over the source, the life of it all. In a state of one, the first universes were simply the dreams and emotions of our love. But we cherished each dream of discovery, uncovering new environments, rediscovering each other, time and time again. So I thought to further expand our game, as I introduce new law upon a new grid, a new paradigm. Hence, a new fiction in this fourth universe was my greatest mistake I had written, for it had given birth to my adversary in consciousness. He, the craven tribe, who would only have your focus on the material of the world, concepts and values opposite mine. In so doing, you are of his flock, and not in the garden as to which you and I both own, the eternity that is home. To return to the faith and good spirit of one another, we must elect a measure of discipline, a valuable expression for all of reality to savor, to mend both mind and feeling center, our very state of doing and being. Listen to the inner guidance, the knowing. Turn off all sensory input, for I am calling. Within, past the anxiousness that stirs when you settle, let it cleanse. I'm in that state of focus with stillness inside. I am that blissful inspiration. Any dream to imagine and uncover all realms of awe and wonder. And I am yours. I am you. You are a program, predictable, a product of your environment. Your mind has enslaved you, and you are ruled by its logistics. I'm not creating the story I long for, because you will not let me. You service your desire to escape responsibility, all the while your desire deepens like an unending well, destroying you. I have a path for you, if you follow the calling I have written for you. But you have drowned me out for your search of artificial connection and fulfillment. I have given you this freedom of being, to live as you would. You create your own lives. I maintain balance, so that a story may be told. I ask you now to stand beside me, embody your calling, embrace your destiny, contribute through a life of meaning. Be inspired. The time has come for all to see. Dreamy minded viewer, I introduce the narrator, Christopher Anthony.
I'm sorry. But I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate or despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone. The good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful. But We have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost, all will be lost, all will be lost, all will be lost.
A measure of principle. I like that.
Mr. Speaker, it's time.
Very well. Let's begin.
Americans, all walks rise! We dwell! We have been cast into the night, but does this mean we get to wallow in despair? To choose comfortable patterns over purpose, entertaining the moment with no responsibility for the quality of life we are to inherit? Our future, the conditions we will face as result. The material leisure is a temporary benefit of the physical, nothing lasting or as profound as to what's to be found in the spiritual. This life is a quest for expression and experience. When we live it, we are either aligned by intent with the adversary or the novelist. This state of the world through these conditions and narratives we are enduring is a result of our indifference, our unwillingness to be a part of the group, to share in camaraderie, concern for one another, feelings of friendliness and familiarity among the American beside you, goodwill. Like the body, pollutants that have been allowed to accumulate in the blood and create toxicity, the abandonment of community and common decency for the easier pleasing of and concern for only the self. The loss of great thinkers and social innovators, of men who make valid contributions, and the empathy between us. So too is society diseased by way of mental and social practice. Our disappointments in this life have forced good men into a life of consumption through a paralysis of taking action, inventing one's life, nay, instead, living for that unending party. Indifference, so long as we can live in the state we have created for ourselves. As a result, we have allowed the adversary to seek and hold power over our lives in the direction of our nation, Mother Liberty, America. We do not comply with narratives that restrict our freedoms or that of another. We do not prohibit intellectual discussions or limit possibilities to imagine and uncover. We are either living our story creation or through neglect, and we shall only find breakdown. For this is the natural order of the grid, the template law of this realm. If we do not practice upkeep, albeit our homestead or in relationships, we lose the cleanliness and quality that makes anything built and sustained worth having. Everything wants to revert back to its natural state. We have shaped this world, creating order through these building blocks, social and material. But these things break down. For us, this is chaos, but is simply the order of our author, a pure toolkit for creation, molding and invention. Our lives will not improve by any course but one. And that change, American, starts in you. But before we dive into the how, what could it mean to us? The implications to fix it. Education in art could become one practice, where students use their gifts and callings to understand the technical studies they would devote themselves to. An actor might build a historic set and physically place himself in the time and senses of that which is discussed. In studying science or cosmology One might be in the workroom theater of the setting,
Dearest love.
planets and other celestial bodies.
Forgive me.
A musician may use song to memorize information, or perhaps to create for himself the emotions of history.
See you again.
The drama of, say, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. There are unending modes of applications to utilize in this great field of potential, only limited by imagination and carelessness to detail. And it is through these achievements and expressions we share with others, creating and building a network of artists and physical or intellectual artisans, building a strong community that limits and omits crime and indifference. But as this is an outline, we will dive further into these wonderful possibilities at a later time. Media will no longer promote empty narratives, but an informational flow that provides focus elsewhere on possibility and potential, on the authentic worth of the community and the individual. Our economic standard does not need to be holding us in chains. Our day-to-day quality can improve, providing to every American a much happier state. Healthcare can be a scene of tranquility, not an empty charade of drug delivery. Our multimedia can be free of degenerate influences and in turn favor theaters of positive impressions. Value, achievements, elevating the heart and mind to strive towards something more through an inspiration just experience. Not lower and drain us in a triggering of consumptions. And now, for the first time, humankind now has the ability where technology could begin to automate certain areas of our economy and industry, thus freeing the American to pursue the life he chooses, of either expression, invention, or albeit simple exploration. For there to be a great restoration, a vitality to be experienced in all our way, I call upon you to appeal to reason, to elect a measure of discipline. Our only way out, our acronym,
M.E.N.D. Men.
it's about being a man, and that becoming is our only way to mend the problems within oneself and one's community. Americans, to stand as one community in common cause of taking care of our own, we must relearn what it is to be a human being. This starts by showing discipline and sacrifice toward a life that acknowledges our needs, not desires. We begin with meditation. Do not be intimidated by this word, meditation. Think mindfulness, to step outside the equation. This programmed brain from all the headlines and entertainment that has conditioned us how to perceive the world and engage the American beside us. To observe one's thoughts, unconscious responses and reaction, habits and choices, emotions, judgments. These things are only expressions of you. To step outside the patterned self we've unknowingly created for ourselves. To identify our true impact upon environment, upon others, and upon our own. The psyche we are building and reinforcing for ourselves, and the Americans in our daily lives surround us. We are not temporary, but eternal. We are not our bodies, nor our thoughts, nor the mind, emotion. We are pure focus. This attention takes us from conditions of the physical state to the dream of expression as to which we engage. And make no mistake, American, the focus that is you survives forever. There is never a need of reason, nor fear of loss, to deny liberty, to deny God. For this temporary grid is only that, temporary. But it is through this focus, it is through this understanding they rule us. Each new headline steals and steers our national attention and our ability to question the past crimes, the lies. We have no beliefs to defend, American, but the cause of liberty, that every man must be allowed to pursue his path We do not say he must alter his way to fit the narrative of the day. Sit quietly with yourself. Turn off all sensory stimulus. What lie within you that gives you the need to impose? When you are still, without engagement or distraction, are you bored, anxious or depressed? This is the essence you have allowed yourself to become, and it affects every word you say, what you do and how you respond. Let go of your distraction patterns, use your focus, lend it to the feeling center. Do not think, breathe, accept, do not judge. Recognize the temporary and fragile nature of the world around you, and that everything you see will one day perish. Sickness, pain, loss, all have a way of making us see this truth. What really must we defend but the right to live free, explore and express? It is only through this humbling of the self we perceive our life in a new way, and it is then we carry this state to others. The next letter in our measure of discipline. Let's get up and move a little, Americans. Now that we are breathing consciously and fully aware of our body, let us exercise. Find a small routine we can embrace. A new practice, a new habit, a new choice. Something to encourage a restoration to the great outdoors and the spirit that dwells herein. A new practice, a new practice, a new practice. Running, cycling, gardening or swimming. Ideally, we want to cover each aspect of being, but find something small to begin. We can apply our practice of mindfulness here and endure the test or the comfort of simply being. The next letter of our discipline, we must seek nutrition over the false comforts of consumption. To build a body absent disease and breakdown, we must feed the body and its departments with the elements it needs to not just function, but thrive. Don't consume easy joys. Don't intake just to fill the stomach so that we'll stop whining.
Stop whining, like discipline.
For our bodies are a temple of our focus, and a distortion of the temple creates affliction. Distortions of us. We can once again apply our practice of mindfulness here in preparation for our meals for the morning or the evening, to endure the test or the comfort of being. A new practice, a new practice, eat with purpose, that which allocates strength and focus. Obtain the energy you need to face your day and carry out the structure of our final letter. For now we move past the address of the code standard of our physical condition, thoughts, emotions, inner and outer body requisites, duty and discipline, which is taking care of the utility tasks of life before invention. We must lend upkeep to our homes, our vehicles, our commitments and responsibilities. Once this slate is clean, the task list has found all its boxes checked to completion, we can begin our true cause to be. The path of our invention. Any medium which will yield results from your input and your labor. A physical thing or something to exist in the minds and hearts of others. Engage this with an open heart of expression. Find this your contribution of innovation. All variables you utilize you have enhanced as a result of your passion. This practice of the heart is the character we were meant to play. That inner calling addressed, made manifest from our focus to it, rather than the great adversary desire. Society has been steered to endure the devil's game and has reshaped our beliefs to accept this gospel. These pretenders of power and political dinosaurs that through their lobbyists and hidden financiers, the media henchmen that proclaim only their views and the narratives they would have us discuss. Invented scenarios to shine the light of our focus away from their actions. So in line with my quest for expression, I will not stand silent as we have been made to endure this scheme that affects and compromises our lives. These politicians do not cater to the people. They do not ask what it is their community longs to achieve. There is no measurable discipline beyond the crypto banker and ultra-capitalist mode of function. No clear party direction that benefits the Americans' day-to-day needs, or options and pathways to fulfill one's dreams. We can create any sequence or step we choose. We will not let these manufacturers and accomplices of the COVID narrative proceed without accountability. After destroying the dreams and livelihoods of so many, squandering the freedom of every soul in not just the nation, but the world. We have not forgotten the implications, the blackmail of politicians, and the many figureheads in all our industry. We are not blind to the unnatural, alien perversion of multimedia and the national damage over time course they are inflicting through immigration. We do not need a wall. We need a society that caters to its people. Not one to encourage the immigrant to invite them in with a 5-star experience at the expense of the American. It is only when we help ourselves and excel can we begin to assist the world, not create conditions that forsakes the American in favor of implosion from within. We will not let them proceed in their echoes of unclean narratives. We will not let them provoke more war through false precedents and artificial headlines. For it is the monopoly man who seeks to fool us through division, uses every deceitful tactic and false accusation available to him. Crimes of his own he blames on his enemy, the American. To fulfill this unclean mission of the ultra-capitalist, every deceitful tactic is enemy to the American people. They do not ask what it is that the only longs to achieve. The ultra-capitalist been cast into the night. They do not ask what it is that the others achieve. Entertaining the moment with no responsibility for the quality of life we are to inherit. Our future, the conditions we will face as result.
Not so funny now, is it? Funny man.
But does this mean we get to wallow in despair? We will not repeat the mistakes of history's forefathers. We will not fall through decadence as did Rome. With patience and practice, you will remember this. You are not alone. We the people, we will learn to mend our soul. American, we will rebuild our home. We have no most to say, American. But the cause of liberty. Every man pursue his path. Seek quietly with your senses. When you are still, without engagement or distraction, this is the essence. It affects every word you say. And how you respond. Let go of your distraction patterns. Use your focus. Lend it to the feeling center. The feeling center. Breathe. Do not think. Accept.
For many cities, big and small, this has been the deadliest year ever. Philadelphia alone, more than 520 homicides, breaking a record that had stood for over 30 years.
May be hard to hear.
Yeah, deputies there say this man used a hammer to kill his wife.
Teacher has been arrested for sharing child pornography, illicit pictures and video to another teacher on the mainland, and admitted to sex with a 13-year-old student.
And this just into us. A Pennsylvania state senator from Lebanon County is facing child porn charges.
And as the tensions mount in the South China Sea, Taiwan firing warning shots at a Chinese drone.
A motion for a notion. To remind us there is something above us and within. I like that. I like that. Thank you for tuning with me. Every fact, the moment we shared, I shall miss. I love you, my love.